Hello, I'm Sam Edge and I'm a photographer.
How did you first get involved with photography?
I went to college and I studied it at college, decided to kind of take it on at uni, but then backed out at uni and thought, oh, I could make it on my own. Um, that being that, um, come along now, so I've been doing it since 2013 to where I am now, and I'm here, what I would call a professional photographer, and also now extending into videography as well.
So what are your major influences as an artist?
As an artist, so there's quite a few different takes on photographers. I mean, one of the biggest platforms out there is Instagram, and sometimes it's really hard not to go and follow all those amazing photographers on Instagram. But I think one of the things for me is it has to be a clean mind that I kind of inspire from or get inspiration from. So from there is I only choose a few limited photographers that I go, oh, that works amazing. That's the stuff that really inspires me. Um, so the likes of a chap called Malian Stira from Romania. He's a fantastic photographer who I met a few years ago back at the photography show down in the NEC. And from there, his imagery and stuff like weddings and commercial really inspired me to make my images better. And the way that he does his lighting inspires me as well.
Cool. I'm very sad you didn't not mention me as one of your
I
top
mean,
influences.
I mean, there is that like kind of guy Simon who he's good at taking photos as well.
Simon Shawbooze. Why do you think the creative arts are important to you personally, but also more generally?
Creative arts, there's many, how can you say, connections to it in different areas, whether that's the marketing side of stuff. Again, visual marketing is always a keen one for any business and how to interact with anyone, especially rather than just, if you're going to do some kind of marketing, that was just an A4 piece of paper with writing on it. And to say, here's my business services, nobody's going to kind of look at that and ingest it. Whereas, if someone's either, doing spray painting on, kind of a wall that's, for a business, or whether that's, photography or videography, or, something along the lines of, someone taking their time and their skills to make something perfect to show off someone's business, or again, it is whether that's they enjoy the personal side of it of going, oh, I love going or waking up in the morning at 5 o'clock, going out either to the river or climbing up a mountain to see an inversion come across the lakes, to do some like landscape photography, or whether that's someone painting. Again, it's being able to get a release from normal life, and I find that for myself. One of the big things is in the creative side of it is social interaction. Being a photographer, you're quite a sociable person because you're taking photos of either people or you're taking photos of objects, items, or you're taking photos of business. So you're always interacting with somebody, and it's always good to kind of find out who that person is, and that's the side of a creative, that you are one, a sociable person, and a creative inspiration that you then find that you're making bigger and better things that kind of add on. And that's, again, is it when you look at the kind of the artist side of somebody, let's say Van Gogh, his work now networks people rather than himself, who was hidden away painting. Van Gogh to this day has networked more people than ever before with his paintings and his art, from just people going and seeing it.
Isn't it weird with like tech though? Like imagine like even like being popular now is actually being social online. Like you couldn't
That's
have
it.
like something super I mean the big super secret thing is Banksy, isn't it? I guess, but um that's always quite interesting. But yeah, final question: how has lockdown affected your work, and your future plans?
It's affected my work quite dramatically. Again, any weddings that or portrait sessions that I've had this year have either had to be moved. The business aspect of, again, events is one of my big ones where, you know, I tend to see try and make up either income or, again, is something that I really enjoy. I find, you know, escapism in going to an event or a music event and shooting the bands and one, get to see the act, and being able to enjoy the vibes and maybe the odd beer, and see a few friends or take a few friends along to enjoy it as well. And for me, that's had an effect on me socially, not being able to see friends, especially like you, Simon, and you know, our banter together and being able to have, you know, a few Carlsbergs or say, or beers, and being able to,
Waters.
yeah, that's it. We're missing out totally. And one of the things from it is that it's, you know, the income side of it has, I've not been able to invest in the kit that I wanted. To, again, you know, thinking of ahead, the future products that I needed, equipment wise, I've not been able to get, which is, again, is knocked on affecting the business, whether that's, you know, kind of website of stuff, and again, having the time at the minute is, you know, I'm getting through a lot of admin, you know, edits and stuff like that I haven't been able to get onto. But the major part of it is you know, lost a large amount of income from the event side, and now is trying to tackle or put into a new market plan on how I'm going to be able to tackle that for 2021 and kind of spin it around, because right now, lockdown 2.0 is we have no guide to when we might actually be able to get out of this. They say that it's only going to be 4 weeks, but it could be longer.
That's 4 weeks before essentially we could be in the situation we were before lockdown 2, which was still not great for the creative arts because most of it still wasn't happening.
Again, it's a really sad time. You know, the creative side of stuff allows you to escape. The mental health side of that, being able to see friends, being able to create that kind of visually stunning imagery that I do sometimes, and being able to share that with friends and go, oh yeah, that was an amazing gig, and we've got the images from it, and, you know, great. You know, we can remember that night. But at the moment, the way that sits is no one's able to socialize. The businesses, the bars, the theatres, they're all closing or closed, and that is at the same time as they're having a knock-on effect because they may not be able to reopen, and that's the sad part of it. And yeah, for that, it's a sad moment in that, you know, I think we've all lost something in the community, and it's those who have manufacturing jobs or something along those lines, they've been able to keep going to their work. But for those who get furloughed and have to stay home, people think it's a holiday, but it's not. It's, you know, it's mentally draining having to not being able to go out and see friends. Yes, there's Facebook and Instagram, but again, there's only so much scrolling you can do in a day for your mental health.
Not me, I could scroll all day. Thanks very much, Sam. Very thankful for your time as always. And yeah, that is an interview done. How about that?
On the board.